Hello, I'm Andy Schmuckler. You may have heard of Vince Lombardi. He was a great football coach of the Green Bay Packers in a somewhat, in my lifetime for sure, but not for some years. And when somebody wins the Super Bowl, they get the Vince Lombardi trophy. Uh, and there's a famous saying of Vince Lombardi, uh, I believe, um, that winning isn't the most important thing. It's the only thing. And it has a presence in American culture, that line, or at least it did. I'm not sure I've heard it in a while. But for many years it did, and it expressed something about attitudes toward winning, because people would quote it in I think pretty much as endorsing it, utilizing Lombardi's prestige to support some kind of a fixation on winning. Um, and I've thought about that recently while I was watching football. Now, I'm a huge football fan, have been ever since as a boy. Um, I was able to regularly attend in the stadium the games of Michigan State, then Michigan State College, which was the best college football team in the country, and could be counted on to defeat Notre Dame by a large margin. But anyway, I've loved football, rooted for Michigan State, played football through high school, and uh, still love to watch what I think is the best spectator sport there is, and that is NFL football as broadcast on television. I miss it when it goes. I was thinking about this winning is the only thing because I saw how everything on the field was crafted for the purpose of winning. Sometimes it was you wouldn't have to think of it that way, but anytime anybody was making a decision, it was a strategic decision based on some idea of what maximizes the chances that we will win. Eh, So that do we go for it in fourth and two in this situation, or do we punt the ball? Do we use a timeout here, or do we not use a timeout here? And I, I found myself in a somewhat unusual position in that I've always opposed the idea of winning. Of the Lombardian quotation, I think is pointing to something it's not very good in American culture. Um, that's not the whole thing that we believe, but there's a lot of that, and I think that not like the winning is the only thing. But then I saw that in some situations, like a football game, that's the nature of the contest you've taken on. That's the agreement that you've got. Uh, that this is a game, and uh, other than winning, the only thing one would say is you win honorably, playing within the rules and such. Winning is the only thing shouldn't be taken to say you cheat. Here I am thinking, there's a beauty in this. All this human talent, all this human energy, all this human thought, all these little duels between the safeties and the wide receivers over coverage. So this thing played out with rules about what kind of contact is and is not allowed at what kind of point. It's crafted to create the contest in which the goal, and that's the point, there is a goal. The goal is to win. And that's what gives the whole thing meaning. We construct the game so that We find fulfillment in enacting the drama in which winning honorably is the only thing, is the goal. It's like a game of chess. Why take out the pieces? Uh, It's not like it's not like actual knights and castles are going to get captured. It's just a structure that's been put out there in which the agreement is there's going to be a contest. And the purpose of each player in the contest is to see who will win. So I like that. But of course, not all life is like that. There's, I guess, maybe all life in some senses is like that. But the whole question of what's honorable and what's not gets more complicated because there are ambiguities about how one goes about winning in a contest where there's no honor that that governs who's going to win. There's no set of rules that are going to be observed to see who wins. And war is one of those things. I mean, there are laws of war, but basically, you get a World War II kind of situation. Or in micro level, what's happening in Ukraine. You've got struggles in which people are being killed, and destinies of societies are being determined. And in that context, winning kind of is the only thing. And maybe that's what our games are, is rehearsals in a sense for situations where really a whole lot does depend on winning. This election day, November 5th, 2024, the contest between Donald Trump, the fascist, and Kamala Harris, running a beautiful campaign about all the good things that we want to constitute our society and our politics. And winning really was important. And we failed at it. Elections have consequences is another way of saying that winning is really quite important, and especially this last election. I don't think I would say winning is the only thing. I hear people sometimes say, oh, we got to become more like them. I don't think that's necessary at all. I don't think that, I think that there is a path of honor that wins. That is for the pro-democracy side. To speak the truth in powerful and effective ways that attract people who are confused over to see where the real source, the real object of their anger should be. So it was important to win. I hope that the whole ball game doesn't end up being lost on account of that defeat. But the fight must go on. We have a must-win situation here with respect to all the great dramas in our world, the preservation of American democracy and the leader of the free world, the punishing of aggressors and the work toward establishing a world, ordered world where war ceases to be a danger, struggling to be in harmony with our planet instead of potentially bringing the whole thing down on our heads. All those things are at stake in this battle. And ultimately, the question of winning or losing will boil down to, will human civilization get its act together to survive on this planet for the long haul? That's winning. Or will it destroy itself, either through a nuclear holocaust or an environmental catastrophe? That's losing. And in that battle, winning is the only thing. Thank you. If you want to see the large picture I spent my lifetime drawing about our situation as human beings, please go to my website, abetterhumanstory.org, where I lay out what I think are some understandings that are valid to a large degree, and that, if they became more general, might have a beneficial impact on whether we win or lose that ultimate as the civilization creating creature on this planet. Thank you. Bye-bye.